Here we've got some interesting features in one of the gaps in the heavily logged forest. This is one of the consequences of opening up the forest and removing some of the bigger trees, the hardwoods that are so precious. You obviously expose the soil, and consequently when you have rainfall and big, obviously it's very wet here, big rainfall events, you get erosion cycles that will ultimately, especially on slopes, take away the surface soil. And what we can see here is the mineral sediment that would normally lie underneath the soil, protected by the organic matter, that's now been exposed, and that physical erosion process with water is starting to remove some of the mineral now. And what we see as a consequence is the rivers becoming very yellow, full of sediment, and that makes them less capable of supporting life. So do have a look, enjoy the erosion as we wander through the forest.
Seeing here is a soil profile in the B North pot, and I've just plucked out this amazing fungus, which looks like it might be an ectomycorrhizal fungus. But we'll need to identify that. So you can see here the soil profile. There's virtually no organic matter on the surface, and there's a bit of bleaching going on, so they have a movement of minerals through the soil profile. This looks like compressed sediment full of fungal rhizomorphs. Quite interesting. So, not very interesting. No differentiation in the horizons. This is potentially an ectomycorrhizal fungus.
Okay, and what's the story with the ectomycorrhizal fungi?
These are fungi that colonise mainly dipterocarps in this sort of system. And this plot does have a few dipterocarps knocking around, but I'm not sure if they're only immediately around here.
Okay, what exactly is a dipterocarp?
It's the main family of plants that form the canopy-dominant hardwoods, which are usually the first to be logged.
Following on from what Dave just said, here we've got a fantastic example of an ultra-soil profile here, typical of a tropical soil, where you've got a very deep sediment layer and quite a thin layer of organic matter on the top. This is underneath oil palm here, which is even more effective because of the use of fertilisers. A very thin organic layer, some litters, and then the sediment, which has roots going through it. You can see through the profile, actually quite deep down, but it's incredibly susceptible to erosion. So when it's exposed like this, it can be eroded away quite rapidly. Great profile. Huh?
Here we are at a soil pit. Nick, what is this soil pit for?
Well, one of the measurements of in the forest that's quite important is the determinations of root growth and productivity in the soil. So you see all the above ground productivity with the leaves and the trunk biomass and all of that. But actually, equally as important or more important is the productivity below ground. And there's lots of different methods of doing that, and one of the methods that's used here in these plots in Saba is with a soil profile, where there's a piece of transparent perspex placed in front of a soil profile, and then photographs or traced drawings of root growth are taken every month, and from that we can calculate productivity or root growth. Yeah, that's it really.
Here we are en route towards Malaysian. We just come across a logging camp. Dave, how big would you think the diameter of that trunk is?
Estimate about over a metre, I would say.
4 foot and then some. And here we go, this is the camp. Boulders are going there, this is staff accommodations and stuff. We actually stopped here to get some diesel. This is a petrol station. This is the amount of devastation. I mean, I don't know if it'll come across in the video, but see the entire hill. There's no big trees left. It's all understory growth. Really. It's already been logged as far as they could get. There leaves an occasional large tree.
Well, we've got interesting here. We've got an interesting legume, we think, that's colonising bare earth on the edge of the road. But it's so successful in producing vegetation, it's actually taking over part of the forest at the edge. So I thought we should look at it and maybe do a little bit more study.